After 6 long years with the Minnesota Vikings, both the organization and Dalvin Cook have agreed to mutually part ways, meaning that this superstar running back is hitting free agency. Now, the Minnesota Vikings for months had been attempting to trade the running back, and it didn't seem like any trade offers were worthwhile. So the team decided to cut him, and even after being cut, it's starting to look like Dalvin Cook is not willing to take a pay cut. You see, the reason that the Vikings and Dalvin Cook couldn't come to an agreement on a new deal is because the Vikings didn't want to pay what the star was worth. And this happens a lot of times in the running back world. I mean, rarely do you ever see a superstar running back get the money he deserves, because the NFL just doesn't seem to value the position. And that's because after a running back has reached the end of their rookie contract, they've basically made it to their peak, and everything after that is a downhill slope. So why would a team want to pay a running back millions of dollars when they're only going to get worse? And that's not even mentioning how easily replaceable they are. There are only 32 starting positions in the NFL at running back, and there are hundreds, if not thousands, of people in the United States alone qualified enough to start at that position. Meaning that, hell, a team could go out in the 3rd, 4th, 5th round, draft a solid running back out of a big school, and end up becoming a star for the next 3 to 4 years, which is exactly what teams are looking for. And the reason guys don't get paid is, well, take Ezekiel Elliott, for example. Elliott got a massive payday after finishing his rookie contract, much deserved, but after getting paid, he just continued to get injuries upon injuries, and the next thing you know, the star running back is cut, and that deal is looking worse and worse for the Dallas Cowboys. Hell, they replaced Ezekiel Elliott, who was a top 5 pick, with a 4th rounder from 2019 in Tony Pollard. Now, Tony Pollard and Ezekiel Elliott have very different games, 2 complete different styles of running backs, but that doesn't really matter. I mean, they were both playing at the same time, and Tony Pollard is a lot cheaper and will continue to be a lot cheaper. So the Cowboys are gonna ride it out with him. Ezekiel Elliott is on the free agent market, just like Dalvin Cook. Now, according to Tom Pelissero, who probably has some insight with Dalvin Cook's agent, the running back is not looking to get some $4 or $5 million deal, unlike Saquon Barkley, who's clearly willing to settle. Anyway, the running back is looking for a base salary of $10 million per year, like the one he was expected to get with the Vikings. So this guy is looking for the big bucks. $10 million might not sound like a lot when we're talking about a superstar NFL player's contract, but when it comes to the running backs, $10 million is at the top of that position. Now, before we continue on with the video, how about stopping to smash that freaking subscribe button and the like button? We are on the road to 1,000. That would be huge. That would be massive. We're going to be at 900 by the time this video comes out, I promise you. So if you were the 1,000th subscriber, that would be dope. 99% of you guys are not subscribed. Crazy number. How is that even possible? You tell me. But you could be part of that 1% by subscribing right now. So do that for me, will you? Thank you. Anyway, let's just get back to it. Now, if he is able to pull that kind of deal off, he would be making about the same amount of money as Saquon Barkley, Josh Jacobs, and Tony Pollard. But the reason those guys are getting 10 mil is because they were all franchise tagged this offseason. Now, the players who got real deals, like Miles Sanders and David Montgomery, are making a lot less money per year than the aforementioned guys. Now, to be fair to the Vikings, Dalvin Cook is coming off of a reconstructive shoulder surgery and is entering his age 28 season. Now, over the past 20 years, only 42 running backs aged 28 or older have ran for 1,000 yards. But Dalvin Cook could be different, considering the fact that he's been able to break the 1,000 yard threshold for the last 4 seasons, and it doesn't look like he's slowing down. Maybe that shoulder injury hurts him a bit, but I don't think that stops him from getting 1,000. It'll probably be because of the fact that he's playing in a new system that may or may not be as heavily focused in the run game. Now, a couple running backs throughout the league suffer with this. Their team isn't prioritizing running backs, but I don't know. I think if Dalvin Cook were to go somewhere, it would go to a team that really likes the running game. Now, one of the number one fits for Dalvin Cook could be Miami, where he would be the primary running back for the team. I know they already have Mostert and Jeff Wilson Jr., but honestly, let's be real. Dalvin Cook would be the main running back if we were to head to Miami. Plus, he might not be elite in the passing game, but he would give Tua another check down option, and the guy needs one. Instead of taking all those hits that lead to concussions, Tua can throw the ball just a bit sooner to Dalvin Cook in the flats for like 5 yards or something. Now, the team's eager to build on a postseason appearance, and Cook could provide a bit of juice to that roster that can get them over the edge and not losing to the Buffalo Bills in like the first round of the playoffs. Now, another team are the Denver Broncos, and there were a few reports that maybe the Broncos weren't interested, but let's still take a look at it because it is a really good fit. Now, what Sean Payton's been able to do with running backs in the past in New Orleans has been quite impressive. I mean, look at his resume with Alvin Kamara, Mark Ingram, Darren Sproles, Deuce McAllister, Reggie Bush, Latavius Murray. Sean Payton seems to have a lot of success with running backs for a long time, especially when he was with the Saints. So maybe he can carry that over now that he's coaching the Denver Broncos. And one more team that I want to mention, who I would really like to see Dalvin Cook go to, are the New York Jets, who have just acquired superstar Aaron Rodgers this offseason. Now, him and Dalvin Cook dominated the NFC North on two separate teams for the last half decade. Well, Aaron Rodgers much longer, but anyway, these guys have controlled the NFC North, and if they were to team up in New York, that would be absolutely wild. Now, I know that, the Jets have a plentitude of running backs at this point. I mean, Zonovan Knight, who was an undrafted rookie, stepped up like hell last year, played super well, and that was after their star running back, Breece Hall, tore his ACL. Now, the reason that I'm saying Dalvin Cook should go there is because Breece Hall is coming off of a torn ACL, like I said, so his production might be questionable. Plus, Zonovan Knight, while appealing, he's kind of limited. He was really good, but I don't know if he's at the level that Dalvin Cook is at. And also, Michael Carter had a rough season last year. I'm pretty sure 2021 was pretty good for Michael Carter, and 2022, he wasn't able to replicate that same success. So, if you take a step back and look at the Jets' backfield currently, it's a bit shaky, which is why I think Dalvin Cook, alongside a new acquisition, Aaron Rodgers, and guys like Garrett Wilson on the offense, would make the Jets not only playoff contenders, but possibly title contenders. Who knows? But anyway, that's about it for this whole Dalvin Cook video. I just want to talk about places where he might go and why the Vikings let him go in the first place. Was it a dumb decision? I mean, he was going to eat up a lot of cap, but I think guys like Dalvin Cook, Saquon, Christian McCaffrey, I think he's in the tier where it's worth it to give up a lot for a running back. There are only a few guys I would say that about, but I think Dalvin Cook is there. I think he's proven it. Anyway, that's it for the video. Catch you later. Much love. Deuces.